Allosaurus is going to fuck the balance of the aisle as we know it. The first thing I want to talk about is just how ridiculously fast Allo is. When you actually look at the numbers, it doesn't seem that fast, but with ambush speed, it gets ridiculous, right? In comparison, it only seems slightly faster than, something like Diablo. But with ambush, it's going to be faster than Serrato. It's going to be faster than Tonanto. And maybe, just maybe, that's the scary part, might be able to catch up to Carno if Carno doesn't react fast enough. And I think, well, yes, this is going to require some good plays on the Allo side. Think about Allo's stamina. Rex's ambush works because Rex is big, it's fat, it's slow. It can only use so much stamina before it completely runs out. Allo is not like this. Allo is a persistence predator. It is going to keep chasing, and depending on how good an Allo is able to regulate its stamina in a chase, it might be able to use that ambush speed, 4 or 5 times, right? It's got a minute cooldown. If it keeps trotting you down over that time, regaining stamina, it is just going to keep being able to speedily chase you down with a bite force of 275. Need I remind you, Diabloceratops also has a basic hit of 275. It's a faster Diablo with a pin and a grapple and a pounce. Allo is going to destroy so many creatures, right? Let's just think about this. When an Omni pounces on you, you can't hit it, right? It just takes some of its stamina away. It'll deal damage. The only way you can shake it off is with a tree or a rock. You can't do that with Allosaurus. This is 2.7 tons gripping into you. It's not going to be knocked off by a tree. And even if it can be knocked off by a tree, you are certainly not going to be fast enough unless you are an Apex to get the speed necessary to slam it off against a tree. So anything like Maya, Diablo, if an Allo gets onto them, they're going to be so hindered by the speed reduction that they're going to be slowed to a crawl. Regardless of what they do, if Allo just does using, I'm assuming, the same skill set as Omni, right? If it does just a pure damage, it might be able to just outright kill something like Diablo right there. It has a win button, it's just prolonged. Right, Allo wouldn't need to have a group to take something like that down. And that's horrifying for balance because Diablo can't do anything in that situation. What could you possibly do? You can't knock that thing off with a tree. You're dead there. You are dead. So unless you have some other way to struggle, Allo will completely destroy certain herbivores and a lot of the carnivore roster as well. I'm just going to play 2 clips of Dondi's stream just so that you can get a gravity of the situation. I'll explain what they mean afterwards. I just want you to look at them and see if you notice anything or see anything I'm trying to get at before I actually talk about it.
A little difficult to parse out the here are true issues versus Little Goober Jr. playing their first dinosaur game that has no business doing this in the first place. Is having issues with the concept of how survival works. No, I have no Ava stuff. Let's see if this properly works now. Yeah. Oh. No, he doesn't. Try again. Hold on. Hold on. It's a very...
The real meat and potatoes of those 2 clips is the one with the Maya and the pink spheres. Each one of those pink spheres represents a pounce slot, or where a grappler or a pouncer or a latcher can attach itself to a prey item, right? As you can see, Maya has 6. Now, I played a little bit of the data mined allo, and I know for things like Trike and Rex, you can use the back slot, and so I'm a little concerned, right? But I'm not too worried. I'm gonna be generous and assume that they're gonna fix that. Allo on the back of something that large does seem a little bit concerning, so we're just gonna use the 4 side slots, right? So at most you're gonna have 4 Allosaurus on one target. Now, just off the top of my head, that is around 11,000 kilograms, right? If each allo is, I'm going to round up here and say 2,800 kilograms. Yeah, that is an insane amount of weight. If you have 4 allos get on something at once, it's done, right? I don't have any problem with that, right? If you can get 4 allos to latch onto one prey at them, they're probably going to be dead. But the real issue I have with it is just how it interacts with the omni weights, right? If you have 6 omnis, right? 6 omnis all weighing 450 kilograms, let's just use the adult weight. That is 2,700 kilograms. That is slightly less than the weight of one Allosaurus. And so if those 6 omnis can pin down something like a Trike or a Rex when it's fully exhausted, would one Allosaurus be able to do the same? Or are they going to use the same math of where it's going to take 2 allos to pin something, regardless of size? And now, if that's the case, yeah, that's going to be much easier for the apexes to deal with, right? Even if they're exhausted, they still need 2 allos, so 1 allo isn't going to run rampant. The real problem is with the non-apexes, right? We have Diablo and Maya, which have my utmost concern right now. Because of relations we see with things like Paki and Omni, where Omni is able to do 1,000 damage, I believe, in a single damage pounce. It is able to kill Paki very quickly if Paki isn't able to find something to scrape Omni off. Now with Allo, because of the speed damage it afflicts just by being there, right? It lowers the speed of its prey item just by latching on. Things like Diablo and Maya are going to be seriously strained here to try and position itself in a way that it can get the allo off. But also, I don't think that allo is going to be able to be knocked off by traditional means, right? We all know that you can scrape predators off with a rock or a tree, but this is a whole different ballpark from Trudon and Omni. This is a 2-ton animal, almost 3 tons. So are Maya and Diablo going to be subjected to a slow death just because Allo is able to get on their back? Are all mid-tier herbivores going to have to travel in small packs of at least 2 just to play the game for fear that somebody is playing Allo? That just doesn't seem fair to me. And I think people are going to bring up, oh, well, you can just buck them off, right? They changed how bucking works, right? It doesn't take stamina anymore. You can buck infinitely. What's stopping Allo from just getting back on a few seconds later? You can't really fight back in that scenario. It doesn't seem fair to me. Now, my concerns could easily be addressed by saying, oh, well, you're easily going to be able to buck them off, or no, right? Allo's just going to kill you there. And so that's what I'm really worried about. Is it going to destroy the mid-tier roster? Because with the ambush, it seems like it's going to be faster than Cerrado and faster than Tenanto, which are already base faster than it. It seems like it's also going to be able to just outright kill Diablo and Maya. And with its own weight and its own old pounce math, it seems like it's just going to be able to pin the apexes insanely quickly. This seems like a jack of all trades with no real downsides to it. Allo just seems way too strong. Now, maybe that's what they're going for, right? This is the ultimate generalist. But it has to have some weakness, right? It can't just be this strong. I might be crazy. If you have any ideas of what to do, I'm just trying to draw attention to this, right? Maybe drum up some ideas. But I really am just worried for the balance of the game and how Allo is going to be received. I obviously really like Allo, and I would love for it to come out and be received well. But I just don't think that's going to be possible with what I'm seeing in its course of development. Leave a comment down below. Tell me your ideas on this. I'm genuinely curious.